Internet access is an absolute civil right.
Because it's an equity issue. I think your economic situation shouldn't preclude you from having access to the internet.
So the internet to this era is no different than different kinds of infrastructure to earlier eras. So water, access to heat.
Everything about our civics, our civic life, our economic life, our educational life is dependent on our interacting through the internet.
Talk about basic rights, like education, the economic opportunity, the ability to get a driver's license, so many other things that we take for granted. You can't have that today without some basic access to the internet.
Well, I tell you what, if we don't give that computer right, the intellectual right to these kids and the students, whether they're in grammar school or in college, we're going to hurt our own future.
If our children do not have access to the internet world, it puts them at an absolute disadvantage, and we need to make sure that we take care of that we close that gap, because all of our children should have that as a civil right.
So I believe in digital equity being a right in the 21st century because of how it's impacted people like myself. I'm a current student, I'm also first generation, and higher education has been more emphasized to me more now than ever, especially with how we've changed and utilized the world around us given COVID.
I think it's critical to have access to the internet and be online in order. You can't do almost anything without the internet. You can't look for a job, you can't apply for college. Mostly everything you see now is online. So I think it's critical if we're gonna really move towards the 21st century. Every household, every individual should have access to the internet.
The reality today is that some form of access to the internet, whether that's through 5G, LTE, or Wi-Fi, is critical to just surviving today, accessing the basic opportunities that many of us take for granted.
Getting online and being able to access the internet is essential to being able to function in our society. More and more businesses only do business on the internet, and that includes the government.
And this is exactly why students like myself and so many other young adults who are also in their 20-somethings like me should support emphasizing the message of why digital equity is so important.
Just being able to connect with the world is so important, and it should be a civil right.